Hello my darlings, I hope you're doing very well. In today's video I'm going to be doing a Tattoo Enthusiast Reacts 2. This time it's on a video of something that I've reacted to or talked about before. There is a blog post, it's quite old now, I think it's like 3 years old, but it's by this person that goes by The Transformed Wife. And she made a blog post called Men Prefer Debt-Free Virgins Without Tattoos. Now, I think it was like over a year ago now, I actually reacted to the blog post. Like I read it, talked about it and stuff like that. But she's now put up a YouTube video talking about the blog post. And this was posted into my Facebook group and people were like, oh my God, Lauren, you need to look at this. So I already know what the situation is because I've read the blog post, but I think this is her sort of talking about it or backing up her statement of, you know, why men prefer debt-free virgins without tattoos. Because us women, you know, we only live to please men, don't we? That's our whole existence, is to cater to men and their needs. I think the fuck not. So we're going to watch this video together. We're going to discuss, we're going to react, we're going to see. Maybe she might take some stuff back. Because I know there was a lot of backlash over this blog post. Because there's a lot of videos on YouTube reacting to this blog post. So I'm hoping that she might have changed her mind a little bit. I doubt it. I doubt it. I totally doubt it. Okay.
Hi, my name's Lori Alexander. And about 5 years ago, I think it was 5 years ago, I should have checked.
It was 3.
I don't have any Wi-Fi or cell service in this cabin. And I just decided to make this on the spur of the moment. So I think it was 5 years ago, last July, I published a post called Men Prefer Debt-Free Virgins Without Tattoos.
So it was definitely 3 years ago, but she said she had no cell service or whatever, so she couldn't actually check when she wrote her own blog post. But yeah, so her name's Lori. What does Lori have to say?
As soon as I published it, it got hit. It was slammed.
I wonder why. When you have a catchy title like that, it's gonna get attention.
And then another one, another famous marriage blogger's daughter ranted and raved. She did a YouTube video on my post and said, crying, I just read the most horrible thing I've ever read in my life. You know, it's like, are you kidding me? With all the filth that's going on in our culture, this is the most horrible thing she's ever read in her life.
It might not be the most horrifying thing in the planet to read, let's be honest. And I don't know who she's talking about, wasn't me, but it's not nice to read something like that. You know, it's like it sets us back many years when people write about what men prefer and it doesn't take into account like what women prefer, and it just sees us as an object, you know, that we're only here for men, which is very much not the case anymore. Maybe, you know, a couple of decades ago, and I'm sure there's plenty of places in the world where women are just objects for men. I know that. And it just sets us back, and then you get men reading it and they're like, oh yeah, I totally agree, like yes, this is how women should be. And then it just causes like a snowball effect. So yes, there is a lot of awful things going on in the world. We're very much aware. It's still gross, you know, like there's no need. And especially coming from a fellow woman. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, love, sort your life out, you know? Like, this is 2021. Well, when she read it, I think it was like 2018 or something like that. But still.
Before I published that post, I didn't take surveys or even researched if men prefer debt-free virgins without tattoos. But I used common sense.
Is she having a pony right now? So she has absolutely no statistics or anything like that. She's just saying it's common sense that men prefer debt-free virgins without tattoos. Are you alright, hun? Because I don't think that's the case. Like, I totally understand that everyone have preferences, you know. It just seems a bit judgmental for someone to go around being like, do you have tattoos? Are you a virgin? Are you debt-free? Okay, great. We can date. I don't know, is that a criteria for people? I feel like it isn't. Like most people are like, oh, you know, like I want them to have a good job, or I want them to be family orientated or business orientated, or maybe not have tattoos. That's fine. I've always said if people don't like tattoos, it's fine. It's how you go about it. If you say, oh, I just don't really, you know, like tattoos, that's fine. But if you're like, oh no, tattoos are disgusting, it makes you look like a dirty whore, that's the wrong bit. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. But the fact that she pretty much just put this blog post together just on based on her opinion, it's not on fact, because there is plenty of people out there that don't give a shit about these things.
Why would men want a wife who had loads of debt and to bear that burden? And I know a lot of men take that on, and it's hard. God calls debt bondage, and he tells us to owe no man anything.
Oh God, there are so many reasons as to why someone would have debt. Let's just talk about that real quick. It could be many things. One thing is education. Going to uni or college, whatever you call it, from wherever you may be, that's very expensive. And a lot of us, a huge portion of us, do not have the means to pay for college or uni outright. So a lot of younger women in their 20s, 30s, maybe even into their 40s, have that debt because they went into higher education. It's just the way the world works, all right? We're not all rich. We don't all have daddy's money, okay? Also, it could just be a living situation. You know, rent is not cheap. Food is not cheap. Bills is not cheap. You know, it's hard being a young adult nowadays. It really is. If you're living on a minimum wage job, oh my God, like the stress is insane. And yes, bills rack up. Debt racks up because you're just trying to live and be a normal person. There's also illnesses, especially like in America, where you have to pay for your healthcare, in any other country in the world where you have to pay for healthcare. Bloody hell, that's insane. Most people don't have like 100 grand sitting in their bank account waiting for them to have like a medical issue. It's just not possible. Obviously there is health insurance, but even then, that's expensive. And then you still have to pay for whatever. I don't really know how like America healthcare works per se, but I just know it's very, very expensive. And I know there's a lot of people in debt because of it. And it's totally understandable. Some people are just out here trying to eat and they end up going in debt because of it, because they cannot afford to eat and they have kids. There's just so many reasons why people are in debt. You cannot just be like, oh, anyone in debt is just like unlovable. That's awful. It's just bad juju. Like, bless you. Well done, lady. You may have gone through your whole life without having debt. Congratulations. You're like a very rare few. You've had a blessed life. And the whole like God calls debt bondage or whatever she's saying. Like, I feel like she's one of those religious people that will pick and choose, you know, what's good in her world. You know, oh, God says this, but then she'll probably ignore other things that are in the Bible. She gives Christian people and religious people in general a bad name, because I know there is a lot of wholesome religious people out there. Like, I'm sure there's a few of you that watch me that are just like, just great, just great people, right? But then you get this kind of lady right here and it's just like, oh God, really? You're gonna just preach that to us? Do you follow the Bible correctly? Do you love thy neighbour? Because you're being a bit hateful for someone that should love thy neighbour. You know what I'm saying? I bet she's an Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve kind of person as well. You know what I'm saying? I
think men much prefer to marry a woman that doesn't have debt. Common sense.
Again, like I've just listed, there's so many reasons why someone will have debt. I doubt there's a lot of people out there. There might be a minority, but I doubt there's a majority out there that, you know, that will go on a date with someone and be like, oh, hey, so, oh, you went to college? Oh, you have a bit of debt because of it, but you have a great job now, or you have a great education now, but you have that debt. I can't date you. It's just part of life for a lot of us. Again, she's probably lived a blessed life, so she doesn't know about this kind of deal, but...
And then a virgin? Why do you think Muslims are willing to sacrifice their own lives to get 40 or however many virgins? It's common knowledge that men want virgins to marry, and even I guess to sleep with. I don't know. I don't research that kind of stuff.
I don't research that kind of stuff, but why do you think men want 40 virgins? If she come out with a lot of facts, like big Bible of research, I'd be like, okay, that's kind of interesting. I would give her the time of day. I'd be like, okay, I'm willing to listen. But she's literally spouting out of her mouth for no reason other than to be offensive and just to get her shitty opinion out. Like, she's sitting there on a high horse, debt-free, virgin, tattoo-free high horse, just, you know, dictating her opinion. Ugh. God. Like, anytime I make a video or whatever, I make sure what I'm saying is true, or I will just be like, hey, I don't know, or I'm not sure, you know? I won't be just like, oh, this is my opinion, so that means it's true, which means it's fact, which means, you know, that's the way the world is. But do men really prefer virgins? I'm sure there's a few out there that have that kind of thing, but as you get older, chances are someone's not going to be a virgin, you know? Like, the thing is, do we care what men prefer? No. I've gone through my whole life not caring.
But they want to know that a woman that they marry, when she's having a baby, it's going to be her baby.
What? Men want to know that when a woman has a baby, it's her baby. Whose baby is it gonna be? What's that to do with being a virgin? Like, if you impregnate a woman, it's gonna be her baby. Because, like, it's growing inside of her. Right? Who else is... I think maybe she meant it's gonna be his baby. What? Is she okay? I feel like she's just forgot about, you know, anyone with struggles. You know, like, I think what she meant was he wants to make sure that the baby inside a woman's stomach, womb, they want it to be their baby. Sure, okay, that's probably a nice reassurance to know that, you know, if you've impregnated someone, it's your baby. It's not someone else's baby. I think what she's trying to imply is that women can sleep around, and sometimes they'll have like multiple partners, and sometimes, you know, it's a, oh, I don't know who the baby daddy is kind of situation. What about people who can't get pregnant? Does she have a problem with that? Let me guess, she probably is totally against IVF and adoption. She's probably pro-life. Oh God.
Their wives are going to be faithful to them. And it's a lot easier to be faithful to one's husband if one was a virgin before married.
No, no, that's not. If someone's going to cheat, they're going to cheat whether they were a virgin before a relationship or not. I know of situations where people have gone into a marriage or gone into a relationship, got married to that person, they've only had sex with that person, and they end up just being miserable because you have that thing in the back of your mind that's like, ooh, what else is out there? You know, not always, of course. I'm not making a huge generalization, but I've known of situations like that. Obviously, I've known of situations where people stay together forever and they're happy forever and ever and ever. But, you know, it's just like every situation is different.
And God commands older women to teach women to be chaste. So I'm commanded to teach women to not be sexually promiscuous at all before marriage.
I've literally never come across someone so boring in all my life. She would just suck the fun right out of everything. Like, if someone wants to go out and suck a few dicks, let them. It's their body, their choice. It's not affecting you and how you live in any way, shape or form. Like, have a good time. She's got her hair down, but she needs to let her hair down. I would love to get her absolutely drunk. Take her to a strip club. Have some fun. Dance. Twerk, lady. Okay? Have some fun. Like, oh my God, life is too short for this kind of preachy behaviour. If you have these opinions, keep them to yourself. There's a right way about doing things and a wrong way about doing things, and this is not.
And then with debt-free virgins without tattoos, I wasn't, you know, I didn't research that either, but after I read it went so viral and all over the world, everyone was talking about it. I did research it, and men do prefer those things. The majority of men do not like tattoos on women. They get gray with age and wrinkled skin.
Okay, tattoos don't get grey. I think she means people get grey with age, which obviously, well done. Smart, very smart there. I feel like the minority of people care about tattoos or care if their partners have tattoos nowadays. There's obviously a select few that are really hateful towards tattoos and have their disgusting opinions and think anyone with a tattoo is the lowest of the low. For the most part, people don't care. I'm pretty covered in tattoos, obviously. My boyfriend is pretty covered in tattoos. He don't care, obviously. My 2 ex-boyfriends didn't care that I had tattoos either. And they didn't have tattoos themselves. It should be just a preference and not a sheer hatred like she's trying to make it out to be. She's like, oh no, men really don't like tattoos. Oh no, don't get tattooed. And the thing is, do we actually care if men like tattoos or not? No. The cares have never been here. They didn't even leave because they weren't here.
We are to teach women to be chaste before marriage because that's God's will for us and it's his perfect will and it protects women in so many ways. There wouldn't be the abortion, the STDs, the broken hearts.
Oh my God. I just knew that she would be pro-life and that she's against abortion. I just knew, I got that feeling. No matter how you choose to live your life, it's up to you. I have had my heart broken a couple of times. First time was pretty bad. Second time was awful. Like, I went through it for many, many months and it affected me in ways I can't even explain. It was not fun for me at all. But I come out the other side. I'm here today. It made me grow as a person. It made me realise what I want in life, what I feel like I deserve in life. I don't want to sound like really deep and like philosophical and whatever, but life is a roller coaster. You cannot stand back and be scared to be hurt or heartbroken or whatever, or to, go through the things she said, like STDs, abortions, whatever. Because if you're so scared of everything, you don't live life. I've said after both of my breakups that I would never get in a relationship again. I was like, no, never again. But that was in the moment. And when you start to heal and feel better and come out the other side, you're just like, okay, I'm ready for this. And if you don't go through bad things in life, you don't get to appreciate the good things. And the thing is with like STDs, that's just something that happens, like that's out of people's control. Whatever, so just obviously practice safe sex, kids. Okay, thank you. And with abortions, there's many reasons why someone can have an abortion. It could be just someone's not ready to have a kid yet, doesn't want kids, and it's just accidentally happens, or sexual assault, rape. People have abortions for that. It's a person's body, and if they want to go out and have sex with loads of people, let them. Oh God, just sucking the fun out of life, this girl.
And then the tattoos, once you get them, you have them for life. And I think a lot of young women, that's the thing now. So they get the tattoos and most people do regret them as they get older.
As she said, she hasn't done research. If she had done research, she'll know that a lot of people do not regret their tattoos, even as they get older. I'm now 31. I'll be 32 in January. I've been getting tattooed for many years now. Still no regret here whatsoever. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have tattoos that watch me that are older than me, and obviously younger as well. But for the people that are older than me, I doubt they regret their tattoos, because you're watching me and my content is tattoo related. It's just such an old mentality of, you'll regret that when you're older. I've had that said to me since I was, late teen. I'm now technically older, right? I'm still here getting tattoos. I don't regret them. Oh, I totally agree, because I got a tattoo when I was 18. I'm now 60 and oh my God, it ruined my life. There's always that one person that says something like that and it just gets amplified. But all the people that are like, oh, I've had tattoos for many years and I don't regret it. Those voices get pushed down because it doesn't fit with what she's saying, if that makes sense.
This is what God commands too, that you remain a virgin before marriage. But if you did not, which very few women are being taught to remain chaste until marriage. And so they sleep around. It's even in the church, it's rampant.
She even was like, even in the church, it's rampant. There's people sleeping together. It's like a big orgy. So fucking what? You have to move with the time. This isn't like the 1920s or whenever one had to be a wife and one had to be with one man forever, and you know, you have to date and court, and you know, you'd go out for dinner and he'd walk you home and hold your hand, and then like, oh, will he ever call me back again? Like, those times are pretty obsolete now, you know. Like, you can find a man on a dating app. That's where I found Tom. It's like a catalogue. That's where I found Tom. And that's not to say, I'm not shaming anyone that wants to stay a virgin until they get married. Like, if that's your personal choice, go for it.
But it still doesn't mean that older women like me aren't supposed to warn women about fornication and to teach them to be chaste and sexually pure before marriage. And I want to do that, and I will continue to do that.
That's fair. If that's your vice, if that's what you want to do with life, go for it. But you cannot offend people and talk badly about stuff to try and help people. You know, like being like, oh, no, you have to be chaste. You have to be pure before you get married. No man wants someone that's already been defiled. God damn it.
You know, and I also learned that you can't teach women what men prefer because that greatly offends women. Well, you know what? I'm not in the business of catering to women's emotions.
Clearly, like, we get the picture. But okay, that's fine. If you want to be here and spout your opinion, because none of this has been fact. You have not produced facts for us. You don't have statistics, a graph, or anything like that. All we're getting is your opinion, because in my opinion, most men don't give a shit. Well, I mean, like I said, there is a select few arseholes out there, that's for sure. But yeah, okay, you can sit on your soapbox and spout your opinion about what you think men prefer, you know, being a woman. And I will sit here and defend the rest of us who actually don't give a shit.
My job isn't to not offend women. It's not to cater to their emotions. It's to speak the truth, and I do it in love. Truth is, I don't even know how to speak truth and hate. I only do it out of love because I love women.
No, you do not. Oh my God. That is the biggest lie I have ever witnessed in all my fucking life. You've just spent minutes of your life talking crap about women and how they live their life and all of this shit. And then you just say, oh, but I love women. No, you don't. If you love women, you let them get on with their lives. You won't preach and make them feel bad for not being a virgin, for having debt and for having tattoos. If you love women, you don't care how they come. This is the most backhanded bullshit.
But I never attack people personally unless they're false teachers. Then I call out what they're teaching that is false. I don't even attack them personally, their looks or anything.
Oh, that's so good of you. You attack the fact that they might not be virgins. And, you know, they've lived their life and they've had sexual relations. And, you know, you attack them because they have debt for whatever reason. And you attack them for decorating their body for whatever reason. But, you know, yeah, you're a saint, hun. Should we make a new section in the Bible for you? Get out.
What I've learned from it is that I'm just going to continue to speak truth, even if it offends women. and I will always continue to offend women because truth will always offend.
I give up. You're not even speaking truths. Like, where is the proof? I will sit here and wait until there's proof. I might be here for a while.
$2,000 later.
Anyway, okay, let's read some comments. Now, this video has been uploaded twice. It's one to her YouTube channel, which is The Transformed Wife, and then it was uploaded again to something called The 21 Studios or something like that. I think the one on 21 Studios has more views, so they're going to have more comments, if that makes sense. So I might just look at that real quick. There's one here that says, this woman has a good head on her shoulders. She doesn't give good head. Strong, independent women support other women with advice that protects them. This lovely lady is doing just that. Nice work. Okay, that does not make sense, because she is literally out here saying you have to live your life for a man. You depend on the man, or like you cater to the man. Do what you should do with your body to please a man. That is not a strong, independent woman. A strong, independent woman will do what she wants with her life and her body, and she doesn't give a crap about anyone else's opinions. This is bullshit. Thank you. You're absolutely correct. Debt-free virgin women without tattoos or face paint, silicone, fake hair, Botox, camel eyebrows, BBW or plastic nails, etc., etc., are the unicorns that men wish they had. I would also add with cooking skills, mending skills, agreeable, feminine, motherly and respectful too. What? Ew! And without facial metal. I think you mean piercings. Oh dear. And Antonis, I'm not for you, my darling. I have got 2 nose rings right here. Hope that offends you. No joke, knew a pastor's daughter who got pregnant young with no job, then turned to OnlyFans. So sad. What's the betting that Sneaky B is like this pastor's daughter #1 fan on OnlyFans? Strange that you know this information. I bet if we looked at his browser history, he looking at Pornhub. It's always these people that put out the front that are like, oh no, I would never watch that. I would never subscribe to OnlyFans. And you just know for a fact that they're a dirty little bugger. Ugh, God, just own it. Old generations were raised with moral values. In God's grace, that is why they are called the greatest. Who the fuck calls them the greatest? I'm sorry, but most, not all, but most of the older generation has fucked up this planet beyond recognition. We're all struggling for money out here unless you're fucking rich as fuck. The planet is like literally dying. There's global warming. I think the fuck not. Okay, I don't know where you got that information from, but no. This tattoo saved my life. Some dumb young person. Jesus Christ. There's probably older people out there that have tattoos that have, saved their life for whatever reason. Men look for intelligent, moral women with low body count. Let the feminists rant. They will live life with a dog for companionship. I'm sorry, but that sounds like a good deal to me. What is wrong with having a dog as a companion? They will love you no matter what. They are not judgmental. They appreciate your every movement. They get excited when you come home. Who doesn't want that? I'm sorry, but I would prefer that over... No, I'm joking. My boyfriend's great. But still, there is nothing wrong with having a dog or a cat as a companion because, let's face it, they're great. Let's have a look at the comments on the actual, the original video. While I agree with you, why is it all on women? Okay. Jesus never blamed women over men for sexual immorality. That's the thing. Why is it always on women all the fucking time? And why are men not being blamed for this? Maybe I don't want to be in a relationship with someone with debt, someone that's not a virgin, and someone that doesn't have tattoos. What about that? As if I don't give a shit. There's a lot of people saying amen. Yes, we do. Amen. God's word is eternal. I agree with you. Ugh, okay, I'm done. This whole thing is just angering. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on this. Did you get angry? Anyway, I'm just gonna go now. Thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, bye.